packs, you name it. Also, I don't know how long I'm going to do this because we've had to hire a couple more people, and it's become we're actually losing money on it. And I obviously can't do that because we got to continue to fund our operation and expand it, hopefully. But the end game goal is to get the word out. That's why I've done it. I've got a bunch of special packages going where we sell bumper stickers at cost. And I'm still not going to bring them to the price they were because that wasn't high, but we did make a profit off of it, and I think it was prohibitive for people to get a bunch of them. But I am going to go up in the new year on the price of the bumper stickers a little bit. Because right now it's more than a lost leader. We are losing money on it. A lost leader is supposed to be breaking even. So if you want to get those, please get them out to people. Post them in public but legal places, obviously. Check your local laws. You don't want to do like the Founding Fathers did and actually post bulletins up everywhere and post it on government buildings and things against the redcoats. We don't do that now because the Founding Fathers were bad, FEMA has taught us. So post this only in legal and lawful areas. We got 100 packs, 25 packs, you name it, at Infowars.com. And if you believe in what we're doing and notice the New York Times and Forbes and everybody else coming out against us, and Rolling Stone and New York Magazine and MSNBC and Nightline and everything else, support our local AM and FM affiliates. That means if you're a local business, call up and sponsor the show. Large sponsor, big sponsor. Let them know you're doing it because of the broadcast. I can't tell you how many stations pick us up on the weekend, and 6 months later, they put us on at night, or even 2 months later. And then a few months later, they put us on live during the day. And then they go, wow, we've gone from number 5 to number 1. That's what the truth can do. So support our local sponsors. And if you're a business, sponsor the local station. And also continue to spread the word about Infowars.com, the free audio streams, the free podcast, the free iPhone app that's in the listen page for iPhones. We never made one for Droid, but other people made them for Droids. You can find some of those out there. Then I get calls, people saying, can you fix my Android app or make it work? We never made one. I have hired 2 more IT people just to fix problems and bugs we have on PrisonPlanet.tv and Infowars. We're exhausting our funds with that. We are, so we can then get everything fixed. It's working pretty good, but fixed. And then move on to launching all sorts of free apps and paid apps and other goodies. We're a factory of resistance, an armory of resistance. We're in here forging the weapons. But when you support us and do your Christmas shopping, that helps us continue to expand what we're doing. And don't take talk radio for granted. Don't take the fact that I'm on XM for granted, because it's starting to get big ratings, and who knows what the establishment will do. So let XM know that you're buying XM this holiday season, or getting one of the portable units. They got a special going this week. The reason I know is I'm going to get one from the office. I'm addicted to XM and Sirius. And by the way, Bill, they've got a special running right now. I forget the name of the unit, but I want to get, it's like their special deluxe channel portable radio. I want one in the office, maybe 2. Like one back there in that area and then one here. Plus, it's good for Intel to be able to go through all the channels. But I want to, I want the company to get 2 of those. And obviously, if it's more for a company to get them, I'll just put it on my little slave tracker card. But don't let me forget, I want 2 of those XM systems. Okay. Continuing here, ladies and gentlemen, a little plug for XM, because been on there 2 years. We were on the weekend, then at night, then live. I couldn't believe it when they first put us on there. But again, it shows that we've got a lot of friends in high places. Plus, humans are designed to put a winner on the field. Not that I'm perfect, but when it comes to talk radio, we're winners. And we're the best kind of winners, underdog winners. Because that's what humanity is, an underdog winner. It's only when we're down that we learn how to get up. All right, I'm going to stop being a football coach here and just give you a smattering of some of the headlines, then go to your calls. Let me just start. I never know where to start, and I don't get to any of it. Let me just start here and just read headlines. Daily Mail. Pakistan gives America 2-week ultimatum to abandon secret airbase and closes border into Afghanistan, which is devastating to the overall opium harvesting operation over there. They'll tell you to the war effort. Enduring freedom. Yes, the opium will come out forever to you and your family. And if the cops catch your kid using it, in the slammer. They got hunting dogs ready to take down your little rabbit. So keep your little rabbit away from their goods. Hundreds of Afghan-bound supply truck lines. Hundreds of Afghan-bound supply trucks line up as tensions mount. This is the new globalist system where they even bomb their allies. And, of course, why is all this happening to the nuclear power Pakistan? Pakistan orders U.S. to leave airbase in fight over deadly NATO assault. Islamabad says U.S. must leave Shamsi base in 15 days after deaths of at least 24 Pakistani soldiers in mistaken attack. Pakistan has given the U.S. 15 days to vacate the airbase used as the key launch pad for drone strikes in Afghanistan in rendition for a mistaken attack, in retaliation for a mistaken attack on Pakistani border outposts that killed at least 24 soldiers and injured 13. And that's happened, what, 3 times in the last year? American forces were told to leave the remote airbase recently given over to the U.S. after 9/11, following an emergency meeting of Pakistani's top civilian and military leadership late on Saturday. And why? Because the country is on the verge of total overthrow. And the globalists are doing a balance to enrage the radicals while they've been caught funding al-Qaeda in the country. That's come out. CIA guy trying to get nuclear material to people so they could frame the government. While at the same time, the government, via payoffs, tries to hold on to power and says, please stop. They're going to overthrow us. And they're like, that's the plan. And then we'll carpet bomb all of you and send in special forces to get the nukes. And we'll bring al-Qaeda in after that. And our public will give up their rights in fear of al-Qaeda. And the whole world's like, but that doesn't make any sense. You're the terrorist. Our public will not wake up to that. They've drunk deep of the fluoride. Continuing. The base was used heavily for launching the war in Afghanistan in 2001 and later served as the base for U.S. drone program, which bombs the Pakistanis themselves. Set in sparsely populated desert in the western province, it's a highly controversial within Pakistan for its association with drones, which go around killing whole villages and whole groups to kill, quote, one al-Qaeda. Continuing, Pakistanis burn Obama effigy and U.S. flag. Oh, they hate America. Yeah, it's so pathetic. That's why occasionally I try to go on Pakistani TV or radio when I can that have English-speaking language, because I can explain. You want to burn effigies of the Federal Reserve in the pyramid. We're occupied just like you. That flag and what it symbolizes, not what it's been appropriated for, would never do the things that are happening now. Down with NATO. They chanted down with NATO, Yankees go back. So, I mean, they know some of what's going on. Continuing, NATO braces for reprisals after deadly airstrike on Pakistan border post. Concerns the ISI intelligence agency uses suspected influence over insurgent groups to launch reprisal attacks. See? And now the globalists will probably attack themselves and say the government did it when it's on record that the al-Qaeda groups are globalist run. It's incredible. I mean, I have an article here in my stack. Here it is. Al-Qaeda terrorists. This is Paul Joseph Watson. Links to the Telegraph, other mainstream news admitting it. We'll show you a document cam of this bad boy. Al-Qaeda terrorist airlifted from Libya to aid Syrian opposition. Weapons and fighters sent to support overthrow of President Assad. And it goes through the whole report. I'll get to that later. But right now, let's go to your calls. Then I'll get into Ohio puts 200-pound third grader in foster care. Some will say, well, that child's too big. Once you give in to the nanny state, it's over. Because according to the Department of Education and others, they say if your child is 1% over body weight, in the future, they will be taken. And what they say is regular body weight is basically chicken-necked. See, this is all about slavery, and this is a key, and then I'm going to go to your calls. Slavery never went away. The system now just enslaves everybody. And they set up weird little tricks and use morality against us. When you make drugs illegal, it puts money into it. It makes it popular. It makes it avant-garde. It makes it risque. Young people then want to use it. You have Hollywood advertise it as racy. Then the banks get an unofficial tax, tens of trillions globally, every few years in the aggregate. $500 billion a year alone in the U.S. in narcotics, on record. You then corrupt police, corrupt the society. But what is the drug war? You put chemicals out there while the very same bank's subsidiary drug companies put out hundreds of other, even just as deadly or more deadly, synthetic systems, and then you get addicted to that. And then when you get addicted and can't get it later, they imprison you for that. It's all puppet master behavior. And they're coming out with super drugs for total control now. That's what Philip K. Dick wrote about in A Scanner Darkly. That I, of course, am a minor thespian in a Richard Linklater film came out a few years ago with Tommy Pilata. The point is, watch that film and wake up. It's a way to enslave you. It's like putting corn out and deer come out and you shoot them and you say, they were eating my corn. They bring the drugs in, they profit from it, and then when you're stupid enough to use it, it's their excuse to imprison you. You know, I never told the whole story, but to tell it briefly and then go to break, and then in this little story will be the statement I want to make. Cute little nugget that I've said before in different ways, but it's important. I'm driving along 3:30 Friday, going home early. I'm driving in the slow lane because I'm on the phone, talking to my wife. And I see the state police car parked in the median, totally dangerous, endangering everybody, reckless driving always. They all do it in the name of their, almighty dollar. Revenue generation. Whips out behind me, pulls me over. I pull over, comes over to the passenger side, which they're doing more and more because they learned that's the #1 cause of their death before. Idiots. I still see them hanging their butts out in the street. Comes over, looks at me. And he says, I want your license and your registration and all this stuff. And I said, I know it's all on your computer. Go ahead and give me tickets. You know who I am. You just ran my license plate. Just give me tickets. Just revenue generate. But I go, you and your drug-dealing government are going to implode, and your family has no future. I want you to know that. And I started going into the whole DynCorp, Halliburton, child slave rings, Texas Youth Commission, everything. And I said, this is a joke. Illegal aliens are let go all day, and you let them go for drunk driving crimes. This is all about me being a fat sheep you're sucking off of. And he starts going, what's in that bottle? And I go, oh, it's all about me being the bad guy. It's a water, as it says on the bottle. What's in that tin can? Gee, you're looking right in here. You see it says water on it. All about how I'm bad, isn't it? I said, I want to look in your car. Government statistically is the most dangerous group. CPS is 17 times more likely sexually to abuse children, 5 times more likely other physical forms. I said, I don't like you. I go, you statistically are the most dangerous group out there. You statistically, government, are the #1 crime syndicate. I want to look in your car. And he said, all right, here's your warning about no license plate on the front of your car. Oh, he ran the tent on the side of the